Heyo viewers, and welcome back to another episode on this channel. Well, you know, our DMs have been piling up so much, asking the slackers how we deal with fueling because we're all training for a marathon. So, what we're gonna do today is tell you all about our secrets of that. And thanks to the technology of today, we can put videos on the internet so you can watch. So what we're gonna talk about today are the 5 F's of fueling. So what are the 5 F's? You're gonna have to stay tuned to find out. MK, why don't you give us the first F?
Hey everybody, don't listen to anything we say. We are not professionals, no matter what some of you might think. The first F is frequently. How frequently should you fuel yourself? Well, that depends on how big your stomach is and how you're feeling that day. Oh, it's time for me to fuel right now. My experience with the slackers has been quite expansive, and I have learned to hold more food in my gut than I ever have in my entire life. Oh, time for another fuel. Frequently fueling can help avoid what all runners hate to feel, and that's the wall. Time for another fuel. Medically speaking, your body starts to eat itself when you start to hit that wall. To avoid hitting that wall, you need to fuel frequently. So eat other things before you eat yourself.
Thank you, MK, for that incredibly informative information about the first and most important, perchance, F of fueling frequently. And I especially want to add my appreciation for the cautionary tale about cannibalism in there. Don't eat yourself, guys. Eat food. So, the next F of fueling is one that I think many people can relate to very intimately if they've hung out with the slackers in any capacity, and that is refined sugar. I feel ready. I feel ready to run a marathon now. So, refined sugar gets a really bad rap here in the real runner world. People talk about it being bad for you, maybe inhibiting your running and athletic capabilities. But guys, I've participated in marathons before. I've seen people eat sugar packets and M&Ms, Swedish fish. They even hand you Hershey Kisses out on the running course. So, second F of fueling for the slackers is refined sugar. Don't get caught in a bind, stay refined. Now, I know some of you have also expressed concern about the slackers and how we fuel, but I'd like to remind you, especially to that lady who I've talked about many times, a fan, and I appreciate you, who expressed concern for how often we eat. I just want to remind you that out of the slackers, we have 2 Dopey completers, and we are soon to have many other Dopey finishers. I'm fairly certain of that if I keep eating this tray of brownies. You're welcome for teaching you about the value of refined sugar in your training and fueling process. Now, I'm going to pass it on to J. Crow to give you the third F of fueling.
Greetings, viewers! Welcome to my segment of today's fueling episode, where we're talking about what, King?
Fat full.
Fat full! Which is appropriate since I'm just coming off a fish tour, and I know we've talked many times on this channel about the Convid Fluffies. Well, I'd like to introduce the fish tour Fluffies, which are a real thing. 7 days on the road with the base face, shout out. It's a real thing. So I'm here to talk to you about this right here. Linz Reed did a great job on the baked goods, which we all love, but if you know the J. Crows, you know that I love the red meat, right? And so I want to talk to you just a little bit about the importance of fueling with things like bacon burnt ends. These are from Northwest Arkansas, Wright's Barbecue, shout out. I was there with Ryan Crow, AKA the Base Face, AKA the R Crows, shout out. Endorsement implied. If you ever find yourself up there in Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, you need to go by Wright's. Wow. Look at that, viewer. So, a couple of things to talk about when we talk about fueling for the fat. One is, when you do eat this way, you really do need to have the cardio explosion of these long distance races, because I'm married to a cardiology provider and this will kill you. Like literally, every bite I take is taking time off of my life. So the way you combat that is you sign up for things like the Dopey challenge, right? So I think there's a misnomer out there that a lot of us sign up for these things because we're in this battle for supremacy of fitness, when the actuality is we eat like this, right? And so we need to combat that with ultimate cardio. And so some of the benefits, that's good. Some of the benefits of eating the full fat is, well, there's really not any, to be honest. It's just not good for you in any way. And so that's why when we eat like this, we sign up for these really ridiculously wrong races so that we can combat the after effects that will likely land us in the cath lab in the near future at a much too young of an age. So, ribeye steaks, we've proven on multiple race videos here on the channel, many links above. That's the preferred fueling of the slackers. It gives you enough protein to get to the race, but it also gives you enough guilt to feel like you really need to push yourself and get that cardio pushing so that you can combat some of the ill effects of eating this kind of food, which is really not good for you. This is Wright's barbecue rib. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's good. So viewer, what I would recommend is when you make reservations for a race weekend, find two things. You need a lunch spot and you need a dinner spot. For your lunch spot, you need to find the best rated barbecue joint in town, and then you go there for lunch and you fuel. And then for dinner, you find the best rated steak house. Now it's gonna be expensive, right? I'm talking places like Del Frisco's in the greater San Antonio area. I'm talking about Bones in the greater Atlanta area. You can pretty much find a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse anywhere. So that's where you need to be having dinner the night before. If you're on property, obviously, Yachtsman, if it opens again, right? King, is Yachtsman open yet?
It's opening.
It's opening. That's good news. Shout out, Marv. I know you're happy for that news. So find yourself a good steakhouse. Narcoossee's, right? Over at the Grand Floridian is pretty amazing. Get you a good fatty ribeye. Now, let's say you're like, I don't know, J. Crow. I don't know if I can heed that advice. That's ribeye is a fatty steak. Go ahead and get you a fillet, right? Just ease into the water. Get you a nice medium rare fillet, 2 inches thick, medium rare, by the way. If you order anything other than medium rare, I won't talk to you anymore. And go ahead and get you some of that. And that's how you need to pre-fuel for the race. But one of the most important things is you make sure you find you a good barbecue spot for lunch. Particularly if you're running races with the Slackers in Texas, because we obviously have the best barbecue, right, Slackers? Yeah. All right. So that's your Fatty Fuel F update. Get it.
Thank you, J. Crow, for that informative information about fatful fueling. Now, the fourth F in the 5 F's of fueling is something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is PhotoPass. You know, the other day, true story. Many other things in this are not true, but this is a true story. At my place of workout last week, I was on the treadmill, and the instructor is like, "Why are you here? Remember why you're here." And honestly, the words out of my mouth were PhotoPass, because why do I want to run faster? PhotoPass. Why do I want to be in a higher corral? Photo Pass. That is the reason why. So, to take advantage of Photo Pass, you need props. Insert picture right here. So, I like to take advantage of bringing food on the course or buying food on the course for that memorable Photo Pass picture that you can frame and give as Christmas cards to your friends and family, because they'll say, ha ha ha, look, he has a cookie at the finish line, or what is that melted on his hand at the finish line? Link above. So, the fourth F of fueling is Photo Pass, because you want to fuel to have that energy, that smile. Every time you see that green tent around, every time you see those flash bulbs popping, you want to be like, smile, yay, Photo Pass. That's gonna go right into my app and right into my heart for smiling and fueling and all of that good stuff. So those are 4 F's down. What is the 5th F, MK?
Thanks, Jared. The 5th F is frequently. I am frequently going to tell you that it's important to fuel. I'm fueling again because it's that important. I'm going to repeat this to you ad nauseum with food in my mouth because I need to fuel to get through this video. That's too big of a bite. If you're hungry at any point of your time at WDW, on a race course or in the parks, don't go to Magic Kingdom. And if you ever want to avoid those feelings for days at a time, just hang out with the slackers. I have never once been hungry spending time with the slackers because it feels like every time we turn around, we're at a restaurant or a quick serve. And you're also probably gonna gain a little bit of fluffies there too, but that's okay because you'll be totally fueled for your race. Oh, time for me to fuel again. I myself am going to take these tips very seriously as I hang out with all of the slackers. And I'll see you at Dopey for my first try.
Well, thanks, MK. Well, golly, I learned a lot from this episode. The 5 F's of fueling, I'm gonna really take that to heart next time I toe the starting line. So, don't forget to submit your donations for Kelsey's Hope Foundation. Go to give.oxandspoon.com and submit something for the upcoming The Slackers Telethon. But until then, have a great day, everyone. Like, subscribe, and tell your mom about this.